met Tim years ago playing rec. So now it's time for middle school, kind of moved past rec football. And I'm at St. Paul's, a new middle school. Probably gonna finish high school there. And it wasn't looking as cool as I thought. Athletes weren't really what I wanted. We was kind of terrible in kind of all sports. So around 7th grade, told our varsity coach, you got to come out here, look at some of the kids in the Baltimore County area, Baltimore City, specifically Randallstown Rec. So he came up here, saw like Timmy first and a couple of other my homeboys, and figured we can come up there and make a difference up there. So 7th grade comes, Timmy's here, whole new different environment. You could tell the vibe is different. A couple other people there with us, but you could tell the look from sports, even the classroom was just a little different. We had a little bit more of an edge to it. Some good and some bad, but mostly good. Ken was out there, showed off our talent in the classroom, and most importantly on the field, I guess. Timmy came in, started, wait for the 8th grade team for football. Just because big enough, strong enough, fast enough, good enough to play up.
Coming from being one of the best players in rec in middle school, going to high school, things change. You got to start from the bottom again. I was a freshman coming in trying to play varsity. When I got in there, I had to leave my mark. So freshman year was difficult for me because I was used to playing all the time. I played JV when they had me playing JV and varsity. I played JV one game, scored 3 touchdowns, and then I ain't played JV no more. Then I was just sitting the bench on varsity until I got an opportunity.
9th grade, they looking at Timmy to start in the varsity team as a 9th grader, which 9th grade starting on varsity football, most kids ain't not really built for that physically and mentally. But as Timmy was, he threw him out there and he did his thing.
My opportunity came and I took the most of it. Unfortunately, somebody had to get hurt for me to get in the game, but I took advantage of the opportunity. First play, after the boy got hurt, my man got a concussion. And they put me in the game. I was the backup slot receiver. First play I got in there, threw me a slant, ran a 40-yard touchdown. So from there, I played varsity finished out the year on varsity.
Throughout high school, it kind of was always thought that Timmy was going to be the next up, thinking maybe even go pro. Again, it was just a whole new different influx of talent that was there from that St. Paul's had never had before, at least not in one unit like that. And you could tell even from us being there, it brought a whole new different vibe to how rec programs worked around here, because now more and more private schools are giving kids out here opportunity to get a better chance for success in the classroom and on the field or court. Come sophomore year, again, Timmy's on varsity again. I'm playing JV at the time. Just trying to figure out how to get my feet underneath me. Timmy, again, kept it going, playing receiver. Basically, they just kind of plugged and played him wherever he could go to get the ball. And you can see the program started picking up steam. It was getting better and better. More kids are coming, so now, again, St. Paul's, they never had as many black kids on the team probably ever. So now we look different, we faster, we're bigger, we're stronger. So you can tell the program is changing, and at least there's a new look now to kind of figure out how do we get more of these kids in here.
So during my sophomore year, I felt like that was going to be my time to shine, but unfortunately, due to some ankle injuries, I was in the back and forth in the lineup, and things ain't work out exactly as planned, but I finished out with a pretty good year. Colleges started to notice me a little bit more. I got some buzz, started to get on a couple coaches' radar. So it was I had to deal with some adversity, but it just nothing I haven't been used to, like since playing with older kids and all that. Adversity makes you who you are, honestly. So it wasn't nothing new to me. So that junior year, I knew the junior year had to be special, and that probably was my best year of high school by far.
They're doing a little. That was good. They look thick. Shit, not like this one. Who? Tyler. Oh my God. Timmy's in there. He's gone. He's gone. He's running for the camera. That's what I'm talking about, Timmy. Timmy.
No, yo, don't do it. Don't do it. Wait up.
Can I get your autograph? Can I get your autograph, Timmy?
And just going into our junior year, that was kind of our peak year, I'd say, probably football. Since I was at St. Paul, since I was in middle school, got to our conference championship. Was playing safety. Timmy was starting at wide receiver. Ended up losing in the championship, probably by a score or two, probably 7 to 10 points. Multiple chances to close it out to win the game, but just unfortunately, it didn't go that way. But again, everybody knew Timmy was the next up. They knew that for football, at least he was going to be the face of St. Paul's and what St. Paul's was supposed to look like from the time going forward.
My junior year, it started off rocky though. I got injured. I sprained my ankle in the scrimmage once again. Was doubtful for week 1. And I'm like, man, I gotta play week 1. They was ranked number 8 in the state. We was playing Perry Hall, so I was like, I gotta play week 1. So I toughed it up, taped my ankle up. And I ended up having a big game. I had 80 yards rushing, 80 yards receiving. And we lost that game at the goal line. And that's probably one of the toughest losses I had to deal with because we was right there for the win. Like, the win was in grasp and we just didn't complete the mission. But that year, that's when the buzz kicked up again. Like, that's when I started doing a lot. Scored 8 touchdowns that year, had over 600 yards receiving and 20 catches. So that was the time where everything was starting to look good. So I dealt with my adversity my first 2 years, but that year I felt like we was making strides to doing what I wanted to do and get to the college ranks. So junior year, that's also when a bunch of interest and coaches started calling the phone. So I was excited because it was like the first real interest and looks I was getting. Mind you, they wasn't like official offers or anything, but coaches was definitely I was definitely on coaches' radar, and they was definitely looking at me to see what I was about to do next. The thing was that I found out late, man, you gotta handle your books and handle that clearinghouse stuff. Like, I was late to the party with clearinghouse, late to the party with SAT and ACT scores, which ultimately affected my college decision and where I had to go. So finishing up my junior year, man, I had a good season. I was preparing myself and getting locked in for my senior season. But unfortunately, incidents happened, which caused me to transfer at school. So at St. Paul's, they got like an honor system. So it's really like going to a court system. So you get 3 strikes, you out. So my first petty little offense was about a lunch card. I let my man borrow my lunch card. Long story short, he was swiping the card and it wasn't no money on it. Mind you, I didn't know he was still swiping the card because I gave him the card a while ago. So bang, instead of him getting in trouble, I took the rap for it. I was like, that's all on me. Bang, my second time I got in trouble up there, I got accused of cheating on the test, which was debatable because the man had us grade our own test. So he said one of my answers was erased, but it didn't make sense because I could have erased the answer when I was taking the test, but bang, that was my second charge. So the third incident, which got me, they asked me to withdraw, was some cell phones and things was getting stolen. And I wasn't doing it, but I knew who was doing it and I didn't tell on nobody. So they figured they got to get somebody else. So I was the scapegoat. So that led me to go to Milford Mill for my senior year. Mind you, going to my senior year, I had a couple options for school. Like it was Dunbar on the table, Franklin was on the table, City. I was thinking about, I had some different options. I ended up choosing Milford because the coach was showing me more love than everybody else. Mind you, I didn't talk to the other coaches yet, but I was about to talk to Coach Lawrence at Dunbar. I was waiting to hear back from Coach Burgos, but Coach from Milford, he was on me from the get. As soon as he heard I was out, looking for a home, he had pressured me first. So that's the choice I ended up going with.